Dear learners and viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I am Mehdi Hassan Sarkar, lecturer in English, Bhavanipur Degree College, Parvatipur, Dinajpur. Welcoming all of you in my English online class. Dear learners, in the previous class we discussed Nelson Mandela. Today we will discuss another topics. Before discussing the topic, I would like to show you some picture. Please see the picture and try to guess. I think all of you have looked at the pictures. Now tell me, what about the picture is? Yes, my dear students, these pictures are about astronauts. So, what are we going to discuss today? Yes, my dear student, our today's topic is two women. And from these two women, we specifically discuss Valentina Tereshkova. So, our today's topic is Valentina Tereshkova. At the end of the class, the student will be able to tell the meanings of some new words, tell about the early space mission, tell about Valentina Tereshkova. At first, open your book and read the text silently. And for this, you will get 5 minutes. Please open your book and read the text silently and try to guess the gist or the main theme of the passage. Okay, I think all of you have gone through the passage. Now, let's learn some word meaning. At first, you have to tell what is the word meaning astronaut. Do you know what is astronaut? Yes, this is the picture of the astronaut. The meaning of astronaut is that a person who is trained to travel in a spacecraft. A person who is trained to travel in a spacecraft is known as astronaut. Weightless. Second word meaning is weightless. Do you know what is its meaning? Weightless. That means without any weight. Feeling light in the space. This is called weightless. Satellite. I think you have some idea about satellite. Please look at the picture of the satellite. Source of travel. Shuttle. Space shuttle. This is a space shuttle. That means Buzz horn. Dear learners, who is in the picture? Have you any idea about the picture? Do you guess who is in the picture? Yes, he is Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin is the first human being to travel in the outer space in 1961. 1. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin traveled to the outer space, that means in the moon. Now let's know about Valentina Tereshkova. Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman to go into space. The first man or first human being to go into the space is Yuri Gagarin. And Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman to go into space. In 1963, she spent almost 3 days in space and orbited the Earth 48 times in her space capsule. And his space capsule, the name of the name of her space capsule is Vostok 6. That was her only trip into space. Valentina Tereshkova was born in the village Maslenikova, Tatayavsky district in central Russia. In central Russia, Valentina Tereshkova was born in a small village. The name of the village is Maslenikova, and Maslenikova was situated or is situated at Tatayavsky district. Now we will learn Valentina Tereshkova's education. Valentina Tereshkova began school in 1945 at the age of 8. That means when she was 8 years old, she started her school in 1945, but left school in 1953 and continued her education through distance learning. So in 1945, she started her school at the age of 8, but in 1953, she left the school and continued her education through distance learning. Valentina became interested in parachuting from a young age. That means when she was young or at his early childhood, she was very much interested in parachuting and trained in skydiving at the local aero club, making her first jump at the age 22 on 21 May 1959. It was her expertise in skydiving that led to her selection as a cosmonaut. That means Valentina Tereshkova was very much interested in parachuting, and he took her training in skydiving at the local aero club. And these or that skydiving led her to the selection as a cosmonaut. Since the successful launch of the spacecraft Vostok 5 on June 1963, Tereshkova began to preparing for her own flight. After finishing all preparations, she was sealed inside Vostok 6 and launched faultlessly. In 1963, Vostok 5 started its journey to the space, and after finishing all preparation, Valentina Tereshkova was sealed inside Vostok 6 and launched faultlessly. Tereshkova orbited more flight time than the combined times of all American astronauts who had flown before that date, and maintained a flight log and took photographs of the horizon, which were later used to identify aerosol layers within the atmosphere. That means Valentina Tereshkova orbited 48 times. That means more flight time than the combined times of all American astronauts. And from the moon, she took some photographs which later helped to identify aerosol layers within the atmosphere. In 1977, Tereshkova earned a doctorate in engineering from Zhukovsky Air Force Academy, Russia. Afterwards, Tereshkova turned to politics. During the Soviet regime, she became one of the presidium members of the Supreme Soviet. Now, this living legend is a member in the lower house of the Russian legislature. So nowadays, Tereshkova turned to politics, and she is now a Russian legislative member in the lower house. On her 17th birthday, when she was invited by the Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin, she expressed her desire to fly to Mars, even if for a one-way trip. That means in her 70th birthday, when she was invited by the Russian President Vladimir Putin, she expressed her desire to fly to Mars. And at the age of 70, the trip became very difficult, but she expressed her desire to Mars, even if one-way trip. That means it was very little hope to come back from the Mars, but even though she desired, her expressed to go to the Mars. Now, make a flow chart. The first one is done for you. Please read the passage, make a flow chart, finding out the historical importance of the mentioned years in the text. First one has done for you. 6 March 1937, birth of Valentina Tereshkova. And after that, what would happen? You have to fill the 5 gaps or 5 box. Now, read the question and try to write down the answers of your own. First question: where was Valentina Tereshkova born? Second question: why did Tereshkova take photographs of horizon? Third question: who was the first human being to travel to outer space? And the fourth: what was the educational qualification of Tereshkova? Okay, answer the question below. First one is, when did Tereshkova begin school? Second one, when did Tereshkova make her first jump? And the third one, what did she express on her 70th birthday? Now, dear student, go to the passage. Go through the passage carefully. And after going through the passage, write down the summary of the passage of your own. Please take the idea or the gist from the passage, but don't try to copy the line from the text. If you copy the lines from the text, you should not or you will not obtain full marks. So, read the passage carefully and try to select the main theme or main idea. And after taking the main theme or main idea, write down the summary of the passage Valentina Tereshkova of your own within 5 or 6 sentences. Okay, no more today. No more today. Please stay at home and keep yourself safe and sound. We will meet in the next class. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.